So now, as we're thinking about growing our business, let me pose this question. Is it possible for a business to grow too fast?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So I remember thinking about this a number of years ago when I saw a statistic from the United Nations, And what they found is that globally, more people on this planet die from indigestion than starvation. Think about that for just a moment. More people die on this planet from eating too much than from eating too little. And I remember when I saw that statistic, I thought, well, one, that's interesting. And then secondly, I thought that's what happens to small businesses. I think more small businesses die, go out of business, go bankrupt from growing too fast than from not growing fast enough. And then not long after that, I saw a statistic that supported this, that showed that when they studied bankrupt companies, over 50% of small businesses that went bankrupt had record sales the previous year. Over 50% of companies that went bankrupt had record years the previous year. So is it possible to grow too fast? Absolutely. Absolutely. So while we're thinking about growth and how fast we want to grow, we want to be mindful of, if we choose to grow, we choose for the right reason, we want to determine what's an appropriate rate of growth. How fast should I grow my company? And one way to think about this is it's similar, I think, to the decision that you make every time you get in your car. Consider this. Every time you get in your car, you have a destination in mind, right? I got to go to the store. I got to go to the bank. I've got to go meet somebody for lunch. So you're in your car, you know where you're heading, and then you make a decision about how fast you're going to drive. We all do, right? Drew gets in his car. He says he's going to the store. I got to get there in about 5 minutes. I'm a little short of time. Laura is going to meet somebody for lunch, cross town. Wow, I'm running a little bit behind. I gotta drive fast because I gotta be there in a half an hour. Every time we get in our car, we make a decision about how fast we're going to drive. Well, how do we make that decision? What determines how fast we're going to drive our car? Let's hear some examples. Rick, when you get in the car, what would be an example of what determines how fast you drive?
How late I am to where I'm going, unfortunately.
Yeah, how urgent is in terms of how fast you have to get to your destination. Well, would you agree that in your business, when you're thinking about how fast you want to grow your business, there's also some sense of urgency, right? Whether it's, hey, I want to sell this business in 5 years, or we've got all the right pieces, this is the year for growth, whatever, you're feeling some sense of urgency. Michael Hamilton, what else might determine how fast you drive your car other than just urgency?
The distance that you have to travel.
Yeah, how fast do we have to go? Right? Do I need to go a mile, 10 miles, 100 miles? Same thing in business, right? When you're deciding how fast to grow your business, you've decided that, hey, I want to get to, my vision for the company is X, and that vision determines how fast you want to go this year to get one step further to that vision. So yeah, the distance you need to travel. Amy, how about for you? You get in the car, what might determine how fast you're going to drive?
How comfortable or what the conditions are like that I'm driving in?
Yeah, what the conditions are. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is there a lot of traffic? What are the conditions around your car that might limit how fast you can drive? Well, would you agree in your business, you face certain external limits as well, right? You face limits like, okay, how much capital do I have to grow this business? How much market share is possible, in terms of growing my business? Do I have enough resources, enough inventory to grow my business? So there are certain constraints, external constraints, that impact the speed of our business, how fast we grow. Here's another example. Would you agree that some cars are designed to go faster than others? Yeah. Years
Yes.
ago, I used to own a little Mazda Miata. Boy, I miss that car. I had so much fun driving that car, a little sports car. There was only one problem. I drove too fast. And I got a couple tickets, and I thought, I can't drive this car because I can't help but go fast when I go on the streets. So I ended up selling the car and getting a regular four-door sedan. How boring is that? I miss that sports car, but boy, I could drive fast in that car. Some businesses are designed to grow faster than others.